Y'all just further now.
Okay, what is good, YouTube? This is Alice Thugs. Forgive the pajama attire. I'm doing this early in the morning, trying to get stuff done before I have to go to work. I'm a little late to the party. I get it, but doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about it. Tucker Carlson exposes multiple hours of footage from January 6th that was not properly being prominently put out to the public, as if anyone following any bit of the story of January 6th on my side understands what's going on. Now, what I bring your attention to right now is just the amount of people who are actively losing their minds about what's going on. Jack Posobiec tweeting here, Chuck Schumer refuses to go on Tucker Carlson tonight to discuss his demand that January 6th tapes to be suppressed. And he says that he'll agree to go on Tucker after he admits live on air that he's lying to the public, yada, yada, yada. Same just BS garbage. We have a tweet here from Luke Rudkowski. The government has moved towards arguing that you shouldn't believe the evidence your ears and eyes experienced. Karine Jean-Pierre calls Tucker Carlson not credible and shameful after airing new January 6 footage. Despicable stuff, brother. Hilarious, and then hilarious tweet from Babylon B. Democrats warned that anyone watching the unedited January 6 footage could arrive at an unapproved conclusion. Because, I mean, listen, like, the reality is, like, they're all calling Tucker Carlson, oh, shameful, all this. But you don't see anybody highlighting the tapes. You don't see them going after the video material that was provided. And why do you think that reason is? Oh, because it's the legitimate videotape about the actual events that took place. I mean, people spent years in prison for this. They're still spending time in prison for this. Do you think we're going to see in our lifetime any of them going and dealing with even a 5-year prison sentence? The individuals who espouse the false narrative. Now, what is most hilarious, and I was brought to my attention by this, because we are going to go watch a little bit of this footage here, is a voiceover video meant to satirize the events in entirety. And it does so by specifically using like elevator type music along with a lot of the non-violent footage of a majority of the people who were let into the Capitol building by police officers. And so this is just a brilliant short clip done by Steven Voiceover.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the U.S. Capitol building. If you've joined us today for the insurrection, please make sure you pick up a promotional leaflet on the way in, stay inside the safety cordons at all times, and if you get lost, speak to one of our Capitol police officers. They'll be sure to point you in the right direction.
I mean, as you can tell, complete satire. I mean, these people are just like, they're just walking around the building, dude, recording everything. Phones up in the air, recording, waving around their flags.
And be sure to set aside a little time today to join us for some insurrection activities, including our photography tour, our fancy dress competition, and have a go on our climbing wall. But don't forget those safety ropes. And I've now received the results of our fancy dress competition. The winner today is Jacob Chansley. That's Mr. Jacob Chansley. If you could report to your nearest...
Jacob Chansley is the very famous shaman that you see pictured here. The January 6th shaman. The guy who's wearing the horn, the mask, not the mask, but that getup, the headdress.
As Capitol Police Officer, they'll be sure to give you your prize, a guided tour of the building.
And the reason why they're specifically showing this footage, because he's one of the most prominent people who have been prosecuted in this entire January 6th case. And this footage is showing you as these officers are literally escorting him to try to take him to find the Senate room.
And all that's left is for me to thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the insurrection. Wherever possible, please try to clean up after yourselves. Don't forget to visit the souvenir shop on the way out. And feel free to join us on the outdoor terrace for Nancy Pelosi's Insurrection Soiree. Grab yourself a light refreshment and enjoy the music of our very own fancy dress competition winner.
Yes. A nice send-off of the shaman. 4 years in prison. I believe he's still there. I mean, it's funny, right? It's a funny video. It's hilarious. But it points out the fact that there are literally people in prison, people who did solitary, people who were prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Why there should not exist a two-tier justice system where, based upon like what your ideology is or what your political disposition might be to whatever issue is in the context of the scenario, should not determine that you get different sentencing based upon, oh, well, that person identifies as this, so like we're gonna treat them as such, or well, this person's actually a right winger, so like max jail time. It's extremely despicable, and I think it's cool. I mean, look at all this footage that's coming out now, out of the 44,000 hours that were dumped out. And here's the thing: like, it shouldn't have taken this long for the footage to get out. How did it take so long? How? Imagine if that was you, taken away from your wife and your children for just 3 or 4 years, gone in solitary, complete nullified. I can't even speak to the anger that I would imagine these people feel, and especially just their abandonment they feel from their own government. I can't imagine how you'd ever respect your country after it did something like that to you over something like this. Anyways, short, peace.